Welcome back, everybody. We're underway here for the boys under-19 final for the 2023 Mortgage Company of Canada Canadian Junior Closed Championships presented by Mortgage. We've got Jacob Lynn from British Columbia here against American Devin Lee.
Jacob off to a quick start.
I've watched Jacob play quite a bit. He's a very smooth player. He's not going to give too many mistakes. Great mover, strong dude.
Yep. Very tactical, very smart.
Not much wrong with his game at all. He's a very smooth player, and same with Devin. Both these guys don't make many mistakes. So could be in for a good battle here. Not afraid to take it in short right out of the gates. Showing no signs of nerves, which is what you like to see if you're Jacob's coach here.
Oh yeah, some great length. He loves volleying. Loves taking it in short when he can.
Both players with some lovely technique.
Yeah.
And some great lines to start this game off.
Mixing up the pace too. Kind of as you go on in the levels, they start hitting really hard, and then a little more soft here, a little more touch going on.
Yeah, you can see the jump between the U17 final and this one already. Just the difference in controlling the hard length, and then the variety of lifting whenever you are under pressure. Whereas U17 can be a little bit too much bang ball. But you can see these guys are really using the height well to start. Love seeing that lift from the back there from Lynn.
Uncharacteristic error, but
yeah, right shot though.
Definitely.
Can't be upset with that shot selection, just find the margin. Tight work here down the left-hand side.
So smooth around the court.
Both great movers. Oh, and that's a great squeeze. Shout out to Ann Fred, just giving my co-commentator here, Agent Rees, a cup of coffee. He's been putting in a good shift.
Much needed coffee.
Fred's been taking some amazing photos of all these players and helping run this tournament smoothly, so big shout out to her.
That just burnt my tongue.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Some good patience from these two early on.
I like what I'm seeing from both players here.
Trying to feel out the court a little bit. It's tight work down the backhand.
That's a beautiful movement from Devin Lee there. He hunts the volley, realizes it's too tight, and is able to smoothly transition into the back of the court and reset with a slow length. I like that. That's experienced movement.
That's just a bit short on that cross court, I think. Really into Jacob's wheelhouse.
Both guys are playing really clean on this left wall, but the forehand's been a little bit sloppy just in terms of the depth of length. That's trouble.
Just very calm from Jacob. Happy to absorb some pressure.
Yeah, he never looks stressed out there, that's for sure. He's a very smooth, beautiful player to watch.
Yeah, no easy points off of him for sure.
5-1. And that point's definitely worth a fist pump there from Jacob. He was under pressure a lot in that rally, but just stayed disciplined, kept fighting, kept digging, and didn't make any uncharacteristic errors there for no reason, which juniors can typically have a tendency to do.
Mm-hmm.
So very mature player, and you can see there you go. You get your reward right. You're rewarded right away with an air off the serve.
You get a little overexcited. You make a couple good gets like that, and you keep the pressure on with your tempo and your movement, and definitely brings a lot of doubt into your opponent.
Off to a racing 6-1 lead here. Love the variation of pace Jacob's throwing out here. It's hard to deal with.
That's so much pressure.
Yeah. Devin's not quite sure what to do. Struggling to get into a rhythm and get Jacob off the tee. Jacob's shots are going to seem to have a little more pace and a little more purpose. One thing I think Jacob does incredibly well is that he has the exact same swing for every shot. Something Shabana used to do so well, where it's impossible to tell which shot he's going to hit because he can play a boast, a cross flick, anything from the exact same swing.
For sure, it makes you very scary to play against.
Yeah, incredibly hard to coach a swing like that, but this kid's very talented, not just physically and mentally, but technically as well. There's a reason he's the #1 seed for this event. That's good stuff from Devin there, just really trying to play that ball early and out in front of him. Trying to take time away from Jacob because he's such a good mover. You almost just want to play it as quick as possible.
Yeah, it's a great position.
Oh, that's just a bit sloppy there from Devin. No need to have an error there. Just
a funky bounce for sure.
Just a miss hit. Too much pressure from Jacob. He's feeling good out there, and he's just jumping and reading him like a book.
Yeah, with that giraffe-like reach.
Yeah.
It's way up there.
You can see the athleticism on display, just leaping in the air, full control of his body, able to hit a drop, floating in the air.
Definitely a volleying machine.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great shot there from Devin. That's something I'd like to see him do a little bit more, is just try to get on the volley and not just pump every single one to the back of the court. You're going to have to move Jacob into the front.
Yeah.
If you play a predictable style, he's too good at reading the game. You have to have him on his toes.
It's all about positioning.
Yeah, especially at this level. Hard to keep Jacob under pressure, though. He does such a good job of lifting the ball every time he feels like there's a little bit of pressure going his way. That's a good get.
Nice hands from Devin. It's a good straight. He's getting on the volley. He's putting some pressure on.
Yeah, it's much better.
I don't understand how he kept that so straight from there. So now Devin's got to try and keep that pressure on and not let Jacob back into this rally. He's doing some good work into the legs for sure.
He's gone doing a lot of work here. Yeah, and I figured the string went there. On those Prince rackets, you gotta, if you shank those balls by accident, there's a big gap between the string and the frame.
Oh yeah. Some really nice structure from Devin in that one.
That was much better. You can see him just being a little more aggressive with his movement and his shot selection. I'm happy to see him piece together a couple of solid rallies there. Jacob's getting a fresh racket now, testing out the strings. Seems happy with the tension.
Mm.
It was good awareness from Devin. He knew that the strings were broken, and he did not try to force any winners, just wanted to keep the rally going as long as possible.
Definitely.
Knew those strings would eventually fail Jacob in that rally.
Yeah. Currently 5-9. Good string of points from Devin, though.
Yeah, it's positive stuff. Although you're down 9-5, there's a lot of positives to take away from this little gap, this little stretch he's had.
Yeah. Keep that going for the next game.
Just like that, a little aggressive, just getting on that ball, hitting kills. This is what you like to see. You're not going to beat Jacob in the length game. You're going to have to be more aggressive.
Goes from the front. And go back to it.
That's it. Urgency and movement there. Just playing the ball quick. He just lost his footing there in the front. That's a bit unfortunate.
Jacob's recovery so strong. Just keeps himself in the rally.
Such a good athlete. Both these guys. You can just see the strength in Jacob's movement. I know this is a boys under 19 final, but really looks like a man out there. This has been incredibly clean squash so far. Had no decisions made. Love to see him playing that ball. That's just clean squash.
Tries to make that one a bit sharp, but probably the right shot.
Yeah, not a bad shot to go for there, but you know, you're up 10-5. You kind of just want to end the game quick.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic lift there. Yeah, and that's the shot. An absolute shutout. On that glass court, that's a shot that does guys so well. It's just taking your space in the middle and hitting that low kill. Mm-hmm. On the glass court, it just stays so short.
Especially if you can get it kind of out of that middle area, for sure.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot. Oh, Jacob in control in that first game, just doing all the little things a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got himself a 1-love lead here.
Yeah, it's like he's 5% tighter, 5% quicker. Ends up being a lot of percent by the end.
Yeah, exactly. Little by little, a little becomes a lot.
Truly. Excited for a big week in Montreal, or what?
Oh yeah, super happy to have the Nationals here in Montreal. I never had one here when I was growing up playing juniors, and it's a beautiful city, unbelievable part of Canada. Happy to come here and not just play the event, but just check out Montreal as a city as well. Unbelievable place. Having this glass court, this Jonathan Power court set up in the Forum is unbelievable. Yeah, super generous of them for letting us put this court up in here. It looks beautiful, it looks amazing. We're drawing a lot of attention from the Cineplex and all the people walking through the state or this mall, checking it all out. It's great for the sport.
Trying to go see dinosaur movies and they end up watching some squash.
Yeah, exactly.
Great trade-off.
Perfect trade-off. If they could give us some popcorn in exchange, it'd be much appreciated. Both players
a little slow getting back on court.
A little slow getting back on court. I wonder if they're from the nerves, if they're feeling just a little bit more fatigued than normal.
What do you think the adjustment from Devin's going to be for this one?
I think it's exactly what we were talking about in that last half of that game. Like, he was doing it really well, just jumping on the ball a little bit with a little more urgency and taking it in short. Like, with a guy like Jacob, who's a fantastic volleyer and isn't afraid to take the ball into the front corners, you're not going to beat him just playing a length grind game. He's too good at length, and he's a great mover. So I think you're going to have to be aggressive and try to beat him in the front corners and set yourself up to win on the volley going to the back. Those combo attacks we were talking about earlier.
There's like really no margin for error. You hit one loose one and Jacob's coming all over it.
Yeah.
Definitely pounces on the ball.
Yeah, he's ruthless on the ball. Very mature squash player. Love to see it for Canadian squash. Oh, and that's a nice little shot there.
Just a little too careless on that serve.
Yeah, so like hitting the sidewall is obviously what you want to do on your serve, but you don't want to be hitting it that early where the angles all open up. You got to be a little more disciplined on the serve. I know it's such a simple shot, but at this level, any loose serve is detrimental. Yeah, on it so early.
Really pop that lob into the back, and
You can see he's just reading. He knows that that shot's coming, so he's just pouncing up to the front of the court. Reads the game so well. Just a little too loose there from Devin. Forcing that one a little bit there. No real need to go short there. I think if you're Jacob and you want to win this match in 3, key's just not making mistakes. Right? He's looking smoother technically, physically, his length and all that. He just looks like the better player. As long as he doesn't make mistakes, I feel like he can win this straightforward in 3. But if you're Devin, you're very happy to see an early mistake come out of Jacob because they don't come often.
yeah, each point's so tough to get. Devin's moving good.
Just a simple let there. Another error from Jacob.
Yeah, it's interesting the tactics kind of early on in the game versus late stage of the game. A little more free, a little more open.
Oh, that's a phenomenal get. Great pressure from Devin. That's how good Jacob's movement is. Under the slightest bit of pressure and boom, he's back in the rally.
Gets himself
like
right
nothing
out
happened.
of that. Yep. Interesting improv there. It's like a badminton swing. Nice use of height from Devin here.
This is good stuff. I'm just very impressed with these guys. I really like how they're playing. Just very clean, mature squash. Not forcing it. Oh, that's just phenomenal. Got him on the backhand drop a bunch, and then just hits the same shot like 4 or 5 times, then mixes in that little cross flick, and that's just lethal.
Yeah. Great shape on that.
Deception in Jacob's game is really, really solid.
It's so subtle too.
Yeah. Well, it's just
It's not like he's doing big head fakes or anything. It's just like the little bit of tension and release.
well, that's what we were talking about again earlier, just with his swing. He's got such a nice swing where every shot looks the same. It's so hard to read him when he does have time in that front corner. Oh, that's a great drop. Oh! Tries to go behind the back and recovers well.
I kind of like that shot through the middle from the front on the backhand.
I'm a massive advocator for when someone hits a tight counter, stick to the wall and try to hit it down the middle.
Yeah.
I
Especially
really think 70% of the time you're going to win the point. If not, get back in the rally.
Because you show cross court on it, but instead of going wide, they're almost anticipating that wide cross court and just chuck it right at their feet.
Yeah, you're taught as a junior when you do hit that good drop to cheat for the cross court. So it's a lot of players start to move a little too far over, and then that down the middle really gets them off guard. Great use of lift there, yeah. Oh, how do you do? A nice little cross court nick there from Jacob. No hesitancy in the swing whatsoever. Absolutely slapping through that ball.
I don't know if everyone else can hear that. We've got Whitney Houston.
It's beautiful.
Love it.
I love it in the background.
It's poetic.
Well, we're watching poetry in motion, so it's well fitted.
I think Whitney would be very proud of this.
I think so too.
And even that. arguably not the best shot, but,
No, but
the way it's played and the timing of the shot strategically makes so much sense.
we got a 6-4 lead here, so Devin's doing a much better job of asserting himself into this game, but it still looks like Jacob's just got a little too much for him. And he looks like he's feeling it physically. He's definitely doing more work. He might need to have to slow the pace down a little bit and just get his breath back and try to find ways to get Jacob off that tee, because he's not leaving it. Yeah, it's
a nice shot.
It's just so smooth.
Sees that little bit of opening and doesn't just hit it, but really goes for it.
Again, it's such a simple shot, like just a straight kill. You know, he's not trying to hit a winner, but he is trying to hit a dying, fading shot, and that's the difference between U17 and U19 is just the mental discipline to not try to go for winners all the time, right? Just set yourself up to win points on the following shots. Oh, that's just so sharp. Full swing, right? You can't even tell sometimes if he's going for the drive or the drop because the swing is so smooth. So hard to teach.
Cuts it in there.
Using every little bit of those strings. Oh, jeez. That's the same thing. That's a full swing. But he just cuts that ball so well.
Yeah, such nice prep on that. So high, you really don't know what he's going to hit.
This has been very impressive stuff from Jacob. Just textbook.
It's like the Wikipedia article for how to play squash.
Yeah. Yeah, he's putting on a clinic right now.
Can't believe this is free.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Devin should be getting paid for a lesson, or he should be getting paid for a lesson right now. It's just too clean. 10-4, 6-game balls here for Jacob. The thing is, Devin isn't playing poor squash by any means. He's just having to deal with so much being thrown at him from Jacob. So much pressure. If you're Devin, you're just overwhelmed. Yeah, you can't really, you don't know what's coming at you.
Great working boast from there. Even lets him off the court. What a guy.
Well, that's a convincing 2-love lead here for Jacob Lynn. Just like to take this time to shout out all the sponsors that helped with this event. We've got Pembroke, Pella, Portgage, Mortgage Company of Canada, Sonder, Quebec Squash, Air Sprint, Slate Music, the Syra Group, McGill University, Richardson Wealth, Midtown. And we got a lot of people that helped put on this amazing event. So just want to make a massive shout out to them for helping us play this beautiful game on this beautiful facility here at the Forum. So what would you be telling Devin Lee in between games here after facing a 2-0 deficit?
I don't know. I think he's just got to really assert his game plan. It feels like he gets to that 4-all point, and then Jacob just kind of takes off with it. So yeah, I think I'd say that the more straights the better. But
yeah, I wouldn't be. I feel like he's crossing just a little too much. I'd try to play more linear. And maybe bore Jacob a little bit. Make him be the guy to try to open up the court. Because then you can pounce on because he's a great mover, Devin. Like, he's very fast and he has good counters. But I think he's typically the first one to cross, I feel, in the rallies. And, and Jacob's taking full advantage of that. He's got great reach and he's got great cut through the middle. So he's just chopping in those kills and those volleys on the drops super, super well.
Definitely want to see him try and squeeze onto that sidewall a little more. Take some pressure off himself.
I wouldn't mind seeing Devin slow down the pace a little bit too. I just think Jacob's better at playing at a higher pace. I don't think you're going to win that battle if you try to match him. So slow it down and try to break his rhythm a little bit.
Yeah, get a couple lucky shots to hit in the back corners.
Yeah, take what you can get.
Definitely too short. Nice that burst again.
That's a good call. You can see on the back end a lot of Devin's length when he's just trying to keep up with the pace is all landing around that service box, and that's just the danger zone at this level of squash. Jacob's going to be too clean at putting that ball away in the middle if you give him that many chances.
And then the scary thing, if you hit a little bit higher, then you're putting yourself under like the potential for a volley.
Yeah.
Right there, that's what Jacob's doing. Like he's really jumping on it quick. And same thing, giving himself lots of margin for error at the front of the court.
It's a great lift.
Yeah, Jacob just put that bow just far enough.
It's just reading him.
And, you know, the fans here want to see a big 5 gamer, but...
Oh, hello.
Wow.
That's what you like to see. That's how you get your mojo going and you get into this match. You know, rip a neck and get your confidence up.
Toe drag release.
Oh, but then there's just no need for that.
Yeah, I got too excited.
That's the dangers of the cross-court nick. It can really bump up your confidence a little too much.
You hit 1 and suddenly you want to hit 10.
We got...
I think we might get Brigman in here for some guest commentary.
Yeah, we got a legend in the building, so I'm just going to swap the headset and let Brinkman say a few words.
So Brigman, how the kids been doing? Having fun?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good week actually. I don't know why Liam passed me his headset. I have nothing to add. I'm sure you guys are doing a very adequate professional job.
Yeah.
Any comments on that?
It's mostly a good thing they just can't see what we're doing because the video would say a lot more than the words.
I actually don't know Devin Lee.
Yeah.
He's quite a strong player. It's
a good shape on that.
Where does he train mostly out of? Do you know?
State somewhere.
He's quite a smooth-looking player.
I do like that shorter grip he's got going. Like he puts so much cut on the ball, just like right there. That's what we were talking about. He's got to take that game to him. And Jacob's such a tough guy to really dig into physically. You got to do so much stuff.
And Jacob's, he's played a lot of big matches in his career.
Yeah.
He's a pretty experienced player. It's you're gonna really have to take it to Jacob if you're gonna want to get these games.
Well, thanks, Thomas.
We were expecting more from Brinkman, but we just didn't quite get what we wanted there. But that's all right. He's a better coach than he is a commentator. Thanks, Thomas. It was great to have you there.
All right, 6-5.
Well, Devin's doing a better job in this game here. He is asserting himself, jumping on those volleys, taking it in short.
Yep. Just got to keep the error count low and the pressure high.
It's going to take a lot for him to get back into this match, but
oh my gosh,
that's just so clean. Jumping onto the ball, pouncing on it like a tiger with a full swing.
Way too many options from that spot.
Can't give Jacob that much time in the front of the court.
Goes for that nick again.
Yeah, it looks like almost like he's like running out of options. He's just trying to end points and find ways to get points, which is not a bad strategy. I mean, you're up against a brilliant opponent here, Jacob. Yeah, you're going to need some magic to beat him.
He's got to straighten that one out. It's coming so quick, though.
An 8-5 lead here for Jacob, just 3 points away from another national title. He's no stranger to these. That's a great little flick there from Devin. Just changing direction well. Oh my goodness. Well, that's a fantastic shot there from Devin.
Wow, is that?
not a shot you see players play often. A loose length off the back, and he just thumps a cross-court neck on the ground. Brilliant display of skills there.
Now let's see if we can back that one up.
Oh, and that's just so clinical. Yeah, that's straight kill. You can see that's the difference between that U17 and that U19 is just the use of the straight kill. These guys, instead of hitting that extra length too many or hitting that float drop, they're just carving in the kill.
I mean, he's almost stepping back onto that one too.
And you can tell he's just an experienced, very mature player.
Such good balance.
Just displaying the skills there, a little tweener.
Some circus squash happening.
Yeah, letting the crowd know that he's the man in this draw, and he intends on winning this event. And he does two in a row.
Oh, wow.
That's a great shot from Devin.
Huge.
Smart little body serve there. Always nice to see players mixing up their serves.
Trying to catch the nick in the back.
Yeah, try to get him off guard. I mean, you might as well throw everything you got at Jacob at this point.
I don't even know how you get him off of being so focused.
Oh my gosh.
Just like that.
That is a wonderful shot. Again, just that perfect display of how useful the kill is on this glass court. Dies so well.
Yeah, it generates so much spin on that ball. You can see the pace getting frantic here.
Devin's done a really good job of making this third game a super close one. He's got a chance of taking it. Oh my gosh. Well, Devin might need a compass there because he's going the wrong direction and he needs to find his way back to that tee. Wow, that was a great shot from Jacob.
I think lots of the crowd there just hurt their necks trying to follow that.
Yeah. Well, he's got two match balls here. Oh, that's a fantastic get.
It's in.
Stays in. Just
Unbelievable.
applying so much pressure.
Goes for the nick. There we go. Settles it down a little bit.
Reset. Smart. Only needs the first match ball he gets. Well, that's another national championship for Jacob Lynn. That's super impressive stuff. If you're Squash Canada, you love to see a young player playing this well. That's great for the future of squash.
Yeah,
just
so
love
much
to see it.
So much pace. You can see he just loves squash.
It looks effortless for him out there. He's just so smooth. Well, massive congratulations to Jacob Lynn on another national championship, and big kudos to Devin Lee there for getting to the final and playing some excellent squash. U19 is not an easy age category. And
no.
There's a lot of good athletes in that draw, so credit to everyone who played. And
yeah, very physical. Some awesome athletes.
Well, we got the girls under 19 final coming up next. Stay tuned.